Welcome to another episode of Ampliz The Startup Show, which is this presented by Ampliz, and I'm your host for the day, Varun Nair, and we have a very special guest for this Web Summit edition, Mr. Miha. So he is the co-founder and CEO of the startup called Bloq.it. Miha, thank you for joining the show. Thank you so much. I
Thank you
appreciate
for
you.
inviting me.
It's always a pleasure. So I'm pretty much sure you had a very great experience at the Web Summit. So what was the biggest catch of the Web Summit, and what was the biggest learning from the Web Summit experience?
Well, Web Summit always brings a lot of attention. So for everybody who participates there, I think every startup gets some kind of exposure that is useful, especially for every startup that is early stage. So that's the most valuable for us as well.
So is this the first time experience at the Web Summit, or have you been before to the Web Summit?
No, actually, that was my first time being at Web Summit, and we've already been there with our startup and participated at the pitch competition as well. Yeah.
Great. So what was the biggest learning from there? Like, how many companies you have connected with, or how was your pitch at the Web Summit? It was a big investor hub was there. So how was your how did you pitch for the product, and how did you connect with them?
Yeah, the whole event, it's pretty exhausting actually. It's very difficult. You need to be very focused on what message you wanna send through the event. There's a lot of people visiting the stands, a lot of other startups to interact with, a lot of companies present, but everybody wants to have some valuable information from everybody. So it's very, if you're not there focused, you can just spend 3 days being very exhausted and not get anything very useful. For us, it went really well. We participated pitch competition. We were one of not a lot of startups in Portugal ever made it through the pitch. So it gave us a lot of exposure. So that's why I think the event was successful for us. We've met some very useful, very interesting startups as well. And yeah, I think for us, the event was successful, and we were prepared to, we knew what message we want to send through the Web Summit.
Awesome. So let's directly get into the conversation of what is Bloq.it. So would you like to share a small, a pitch, like what is Bloq.it and how it helps the community, or how it helps the user experience? What are the plans?
Yes. So what we do, we're developing smart lockers that are controlled by our mobile app. So the system is very similar to electric scooters that you can see nowadays, like Lion, for example, where you use the app to control the locker. With the app, there you can see, you can find lockers on the map. You can open closed doors remotely, and you can even charge your phone inside on the locker, and different features like that. We entered the market this summer. We placed 2 of our lockers on Portuguese beaches. We saw there's a lot of troubles that people meet in beaches. For example, you go there with family or friends, and somebody always needs to stay out of the water to take care of your personal belongings. So we said we need to solve this. And as soon as we launched on beach, we got a great feedback. People really loved the idea and the whole interaction with the locker. And we got a lot of inquiries afterwards from other entities, for example, from festivals, from shopping malls, even pharmacies for a pickup locker. So that got us thinking how not to use locker only for storage, but with our app, we can do a lot of other things, such as peer-to-peer trades on the locker, receiving deliveries. So yeah, now we're trying to make our locker fit for all possible cases, such as shopping malls, retail stores, and everything else. So yeah, right now we're in the stage of pilot projects. We've already been present to beaches, festivals, co-working spaces. We placed one in shopping mall. And what we're really looking for is to make a big step in retail store space as well. So that's a little bit.
So it's a physical product, like it's a locker, right? So how did you came up with this concept? Like, is it from a personal experience, or is it something which you heard about? Is a very big problem right now. What was it all about?
So yeah, how we got an idea is we always wanted to solve this problem on the beach. That's why we developed the product. That was very different from what at the end, what was the outcome. But then we realized that the app system is the only one when you can really leave everything in the locker. With the previous solutions, there was always something that stays with you, for example, a key or some kind of a code. And then we developed the app for that reason. But afterwards, we realized there's a lot of bigger potential with the app than just having a storage locker for beaches. So yeah, now we're responding to the market needs and to the trends that are going to mainly logistics.
Okay.
Logistics uses.
So I think everywhere we can now we can find these kinds of lockers.
Yes, there are some lockers already existing. There's not a solution like ours that would allow you to do everything in a locker, such as storage, charging, peer-to-peer deliveries. But we're already present in some in a shopping mall and co-working spaces. We're now doing this. We're just in the phase of getting our initial talks to the bigger clients. Actually.
Okay. It's very interesting. Like I never thought about it, but yeah, you had came up with a very brilliant idea, and I'm pretty much sure you have a very great roadmap ahead as well. So considering the facts of the product market fit, like you said, many people suffer from when all they don't have to carry all their objects, so they can place it in some lockers, and you are completely solving their problem with that. Now,
Yeah.
my question would be, how are you planning to break it down? By what are the next growth strategies? Like you said, you're pivoting, or you're going to take it ahead. So what are the plans for your marketing strategies, or what all channels you're going to focus?
Yeah, so basically with all of our functions, with our lockers, we're trying to make a network of smart lockers that are connected between themselves, and this way we can provide some kind of a public space based on shared economy that everybody can use for their needs. What we're trying to do, we're trying to build convenience based on shared economy with a network of smart lockers. Okay. So basically we have two ways. On B2B side, we would like to approach some, we are approaching some stores. So we also get a lot of inquiries from them. And we would like to be a provider for pickup lockers for this kind of needs. Okay. But besides that, we're also doing a lot of progress on the B2C side. We're getting a lot of deals in public places, in urban areas, specifically in Lisbon, where we're based right now. And there, our next steps are to make the first network of connected smart lockers. So yeah, we're kind of doing this both ways. We're mainly focusing on B2B side, but we're also ready to establish a network in public areas.
Okay.
So yeah. I think at the end of go on.
No. So by the end of 2020, what are the plans? Like, I mean, for the next year plans, what are you planning to scale? What are you particularly targeting? What particular problem are you going to solve, and what kind of features are you going to develop?
Yeah, mainly we're always solving inconvenience in all the areas. Our roadmap is going to be, we're trying to close in the QA of next year. We're trying to close the one big client, and we already got some municipalities on board in Portugal. So through next year, we're expecting to have around 100 lockers already on B2B side, and at least 50 of them on the B2C side placed in the urban areas. That's kind of what we're aiming for, and what it seems reasonable and possible for us. Yeah. So
it's everything. So is it through an application we book all these lockers, or is there any other process? What are the process? What are the steps to get the locker?
Yeah. So our locker is completely operated by the app. There is a QR code on the locker that you can scan, and then you can you create your profile, which is very simple and very fast, and then you can use locker with the app. We have all the features on the app, also some advanced ones such as a subscription model for them that would be using them more often, but mainly everything is through the app. There is no other option to use it.
So just one tricky question, if I'm having a smartphone and I have installed Bloqit, and I'm going for a beach. Okay, I'm heading to a beach. So if I want to place this my smartphone inside the locker, how I'm going to able to get it back, because it's already in the locker and it's locked. So what are we planning to do? Like, is it timely based, or is there any other method to get my phone from the locker?
Yeah, there is. So we even encourage people to place their phones inside because we have a charging option.
Yeah.
And when you create your profile on the app, you set your PIN code, and then on the locker you have a keypad, such as an ATM, for example. And there you type your PIN code, and you can open the door. Yeah.
So there is an option of entering a PIN code. Excellent.
Yes.
Because I was
Yeah.
thinking, like, is there any other option? Because we are doing completely through application, right? So it was a question which came up first thing in my mind. Wonderful.
Yeah.
So how many team members are working for Bloqit right now?
So we have a lot of people working on the project, but per se in-house team, we're 3 co-founders right now.
Okay.
We mainly outsourced everything up to now because we're trying to make everything as lean as possible and to test the market first. But now we're already in the phase where we're trying to do the transition to in-house team, especially on the app development, but also on the business development and other sides of the business.
Okay, and is outsourcing a challenge for you, or what are the challenges when you face when you're building a startup like Bloqit?
There's a lot of challenges. I think the biggest one actually at the end is being on the market. Actually, getting on the market, I think, is the biggest one. There's a lot of obstacles, but you can overcome all of them. At the end, if you don't make a sale, nothing else really matters. So yeah, I think all the startups, even if they're doing a lot of different stuff, at the end, the pain is to show your value to the clients. If you can show the value to the clients, that's the work is done.
That's the best way to get your startup to a growth level.
Yes.
So it's a bootstrapping company, or is it investor backed?
We are investors backed, but we are bootstrapping a lot of things, especially because we wanted to test the market first as lean as possible. But right now, since we've already got a lot of metrics, some very useful feedbacks, we are getting ready to seize our growth with some big investment as well. We are planning in the Q1, at the end of Q1 next year, to already raise a bigger investment that would help us to make a transition in-house team and to grow according to the plan.
Okay. So till now, the product is the product still in the market, or it's going to be launched?
Product is already on the market. We didn't do a big, I would say, a big break yet with our product, but we were already present in a shopping mall, in a co-working space, and we're in very serious talks to big retail chains. But the thing is that in our business, a deal takes a little bit longer, which is okay. We barely started, but we have a clear path and we know what to do. So we're very excited to do this break in the next year.
It's great, like to see all the 3 co-founders working towards one amazing goal to bring a locker in Portugal, Lisbon area, across every malls, every beach, every part. So it's really great concept. Yes, it's significantly helping even tourists. I believe even for tourists also it helps a lot when they are visiting Portugal or Lisbon. It's a very interesting, even I think football stadiums as well. So yeah, so considering that fact, it's a really great. So how are you going to challenge your competitors or your competitions? What are the plans you have made, and how you ensure that you will become $1 million or $1 billion company?
Yes. So yeah, we have some competition right now. Mostly they're focusing on some specific markets like residential buildings, or as a storage, or only as a pickup locker, like a parcel delivery. We differentiate ourselves with a peer-to-peer option on the locker, and with all the other options having them together. We also have one of the most advanced apps on the market. There's not a lot of locker providers using the app for anything else than just a QR code. So yeah, that's a big difference, and the market is still underdeveloped, I believe. There's just so many opportunities that our biggest concern sometimes it is what market to focus on specifically, because lockers can be used anywhere. In Asia, it's very easy to see that lockers are everywhere already. I think so which means that even in Europe, we're going to come there, and we would like to be one of the biggest, at least independent providers of smart lockers in Europe. Yes.
Okay, that's wonderful. What is the biggest, or what is the most important milestone you're looking for 2020? So 2019 is coming to an end.
Yes. So for 2020, our biggest milestone we want to achieve, even though we think it's going to come very early, our biggest plan is to sign a deal with one of the big clients. That's the first. This is the biggest milestone we want to overcome, because after that we believe everything is going to be a little bit easier. Yeah, we have a lot of milestones, but I would say this one would be the most important for us to grow.
Great. That's wonderful. So this would be my wind-up question, because since I asked this to everyone, I would like to ask you the same. What is your being supercharged moment for 2019, and what was the biggest learning from it?
What was the biggest learning from 2019?
Yes, and what was the biggest challenge? Biggest achievement of 2019, and what did you learn from it?
Okay. 2019 was just everything about learning, I think. We started in February, so we started this year. So I would say the biggest challenge for us was making a decision that, yes, we're going to go for it and we're going to go all in. And there was not one single thing that I would say we learned the most from it, but just having a company, starting a startup, we're learning every day through the process. If I look 6 months back, I would say I was a different person. We wouldn't be talking probably on the same level, right, as it is right now, but now it's a big difference. Yeah. So we grew as a personalities through the startup. So it helped us a lot.
So I wish all the best for Bloq.it, for the upcoming milestones, for the team Bloq.it to achieve all the milestones ahead and disrupt all the other, other competitors out there. So my dear community members, this is not just the end of the conversation. This is just the Web Summit edition, which we are doing with Miha. So we are going to do a lot more videos with Miha on breaking down his growth strategies, his marketing strategies, his work strategy process, and we will learn each and everything in the upcoming broadcasting series. And I believe Miha will be also voluntarily looking forward to have a very great conversation looking ahead. So this was a very great conversation with you, Miha. Thank you so much for joining.
Thank you for the invitation.
It's absolutely a pleasure to invite you, because this was being listed as Bloq.it was being listed as one of the startups from the Web Summit, and he volunteered. So I just pinged him like, would you be part of the show? And he said, yes, absolutely sure. And thank you so much. It means a lot. So this is Miha, the co-founder of Bloq.it, here with us joining. So until next time, see you next time. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.